this video, we'll solve a couple equations that involve fractions. Remember to follow proper steps when solving linear equations. You should first try to clear out all fractions. Then gather and combine like terms together on one side of the equation by using the addition principle. And finally, use multiplication and division in order to isolate x. In this first example, I observe that I have two fractions in this equation, 2/3 and 1/2. I'm going to look at the entire equation overall and ask myself what denominators are involved. In this equation, I have both a 3 in the denominator and a 2 in the denominator. The other two integers have 1 in their denominator if you'd like to consider them as fractions. I ask myself, what number do both 3 and 2 multiply into? I'm going to try to find the least common multiple. The least common multiple of 3 and 2 is the number 6. And so I'm going to multiply the left side of the equation by 6, and I'm going to multiply the right side of the equation by 6. Now I can distribute the 6 to everything inside the parentheses. 6 times 2/3 minus 6 times 5 on the left, 6 times 1 plus 6 times 1/2 x on the right. I selected 6 because it is a common multiple of the 2 and the 3 in the denominator. So what should happen is that your denominators will now cancel out. 3 multiplies into 6 twice. So now I have 4x minus 30 equals 6 plus 3x. Notice I now have an equivalent equation, but it no longer has any fractions. So now I can proceed to solve the equation by gathering together all the x's. Subtract 3x on both sides, leaving x minus 30 on the left, 6 on the right, adding 30 to both sides, leaving x equals 36. Let's try it again. In this example, I have a 3, a 5, and a 2 in the denominator. So I asked myself, what is the common multiple, the least common multiple of these three numbers? What number does both 3, 5, and 2 as well multiply into? How about 30? So I'm going to take 30 times the entire left side of the equation, and I'm going to take 30 times the entire right side of the equation. Remember, it's okay to multiply both sides of an equation by the same non-zero value. You'll still result in an equivalent equation. Now I multiply the 30 through. 30 times 4 is 120, minus 30 times 1/3 is 10, plus 30 times 2/5 is 12, and on the right side, 30 times 1/2 is 15, and 30 times 7 is 210. I again have an equivalent equation, but all of the fractions have disappeared. Now I can combine like terms. 120 and 12 is 132. And on the right side, I still have 15x plus 210. I'll go ahead and gather all my x's on the right side by adding 10x to both sides. So I have 132 equals 25x, and I subtract 210 on both sides. So I have 25x on the right, and I have negative 78 on the left. I divide both sides by 25, and so I have x equals negative 78 25ths.